TV soap news and spoilers say that today, we're tackling a mystery that has kept us all guessing for weeks. Who shot EJ DiMera? And could it be that young Rachel Black is involved, having shot her uncle with Kristen DiMera's help? Let's break it down, analyze the clues, and speculate on the shocking possibilities that could unfold in Salem. The mystery of EJ's shooting? A dead-end investigation? The saga surrounding EJ DiMera's shooting has captivated Days of Our Lives fans for months. With every twist and turn, the question of who shot EJ remains one of the most compelling storylines in recent memory. After the dramatic incident, the police investigation has hit a wall. For a time, the only clue pointing to the shooter was a mysterious camera roll that was hidden by Rafe Hernandez. This roll of film could have provided crucial evidence, but it wasn't until after EJ was shot that he discovered it and managed to retrieve it from Rafe's secret stash. Unfortunately, the film's contents haven't been fully revealed, leaving the mystery hanging in the air. In the meantime, the people of Salem have waited for a breakthrough. Could EJ regain his memory and recall the events leading up to the shooting? Or will the investigation stall indefinitely? As of now, the case seems to be at a standstill. EJ, who is recovering from his injuries, might have the opportunity to unlock the memories of that fateful night. But the question remains, will this memory reveal the true identity of the person who shot him, or will the truth be much darker and more unexpected? Could Rachel be the shooter? A shocking confession from Kristen. Now, here's where things get really intriguing. What if the shooter isn't someone we've been expecting at all? Could it be that Rachel Black, Kristen DiMera's young daughter, is the one who pulled the trigger? The thought of a child being involved in such a dramatic and violent act is shocking, but Days of Our Lives has always been full of unexpected twists. There's a possibility that Rachel could have shot her uncle EJ without fully understanding the consequences of her actions. Perhaps it was an accident, or maybe there's a deeper, more emotional reason behind it. Could Rachel have overheard a conversation between Kristen and her brother, Chad DiMera, and misinterpreted something important? If she believed that EJ had harmed her grandmother, also named Rachel Black, could that have been the motivation for her to act out? Imagine this scenario. Kristen, ever the protector of her daughter, has a conversation with Chad in which she confides in him about her fears and frustrations regarding EJ. Rachel, who may have overheard bits and pieces of this conversation, could have pieced together a distorted version of the truth. If Rachel thought that EJ posed a threat to her family, particularly to her beloved grandmother, it's not outside the realm of possibility that she might have decided to take matters into her own hands, albeit in a misguided and childlike manner. The idea that Rachel might be the one to pull the trigger would explain a lot of the confusion surrounding the shooting. It would also explain why the police have been unable to gather enough concrete evidence to solve the case. Rachel, in her youthful innocence, could have inadvertently become involved in a crime far beyond her understanding. And what's even more intriguing is the possibility that Kristen herself might not be entirely innocent in this situation. Kristen's guilt. Will she protect Rachel at all costs? As we all know, Kristen DiMera has always been fiercely protective of her daughter Rachel. Kristen would go to any lengths to shield her little girl from harm, and that includes hiding the truth of what really happened the night EJ was shot. Could Kristen have been involved in the shooting, either as an accomplice or as someone who helped cover up Rachel's actions? If Kristen was aware that her daughter had fired the gun, it's entirely possible that she would do everything in her power to keep Rachel out of the spotlight, even if it means taking the fall herself. Could Kristen's guilt eventually drive her to confess to the crime in order to protect Rachel? This is where the drama gets even more intense. Kristen has always walked a fine line between villain and victim, and her motivations are often driven by her love for her family. If she truly believes that Rachel was behind the shooting, could Kristen be willing to confess to the crime to save her daughter from the consequences of her actions? Imagine Kristen breaking down in front of her family, admitting her involvement in the shooting, or at least her role in helping cover it up. It would be a heartbreaking moment for Kristen, who is always looking for ways to prove herself as a loving mother. But this could be the moment where her darker side takes control, leading her to protect Rachel no matter the cost. Could she make the ultimate sacrifice and take the blame for Rachel's crime to ensure that her daughter's future remains untarnished? A family secret unveiled. Could Rachel's secret be the key to solving the mystery? If Rachel really is the shooter, then the truth behind EJ's shooting might come down to a simple confession, one that could come from Kristen herself. After all, Kristen knows her daughter better than anyone, and she would be the one person to understand Rachel's true motivations. If Kristen believes that Rachel could be blamed for the crime, could Kristen finally crack under the pressure and reveal the truth? On the other hand, could Rachel herself eventually confess to her crime? While it may seem far-fetched for a young child to fully understand the gravity of such an act, Days of Our Lives has a way of surprising us with unexpected twists. What if Rachel's guilt starts to weigh heavily on her, and she ultimately confesses to Kristen, who then decides to protect her by covering up the truth? The possibility of a confession from Rachel would bring the entire mystery to a close, but it could also open up a whole new chapter of drama, with Kristen facing consequences for protecting her daughter. What's next for EJ and Rachel? Will the truth come to light? At the end of the day, we still don't know for certain who shot EJ. The investigation has stalled, and there are more questions than answers. But one thing is for sure: Days of Our Lives is not done with this mystery yet. Whether the truth comes out through a confession from Rachel, a memory flash from EJ, or a surprising revelation from Kristen, one thing is certain: the drama surrounding this shooting will continue to unfold in unexpected ways. Could Rachel have shot EJ with Kristen's help? Or is there another explanation behind the shooting? Fans of Days of Our Lives will be eagerly watching to see how this story plays out, as the truth is bound to come to light sooner or later. Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news. So subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.